Held is actually, I think, my favorite song of the album because it's just so deep, and I think it really speaks to me. It's something that I've always really wanted to hear, wanted to believe. When I was in 8th grade, it was a point in my life, I call it the storm, meaning like you're in such a hard time in your life, you're kind of surrounded by darkness, you don't really understand what's going on, and it just doesn't seem like God's around, I think in that sort of time in my life, I kind of picked up the identity that I was like rejected, that I was kind of like dropped and left behind by God, I think in that moment, I think what I really cherished was wanting to feel held by God, just wanting to feel like, God was there, God was holding on to me, and he just wasn't letting me go. I was on this retreat once, and they had this activity where they had all these slips of paper, and everyone would grab one slip of paper. Each of these like little pieces of paper had a word on it, and essentially the leaders like prayed over like these words, and they felt like whatever word you got, God was trying to like, it was like made specifically for you. So I was ready. I was like, yeah man, I'm gonna get the word held. It's mine, I call it. So I grabbed a piece of paper and it said cared for, and I was like, I was so annoyed. I was quite frustrated. It's kind of juvenile how frustrated I was about the fact that I got cared for and not held. And over time, I think God showed me, it's the same thing, God can't care for me without holding on to me, holding on tightly and just not letting me go. He can't care for me unless he's always there, and I think that through that, he's kind of shown me, he was always there from the beginning. He's never left my side, like no matter what I've done, In the song it says, how blessed I am to have a king that calls me his. I'm so blessed. We're all so blessed because God calls us his. We're his, and he holds on to us, and I think that's just something that really means so much to me. But yeah, this song was the last song that I actually composed. Not gonna lie, this one was kind of hard. I struggled with it a lot because it was something different. It just didn't sound right no matter what I added. And I've always wanted to add trumpets to a song because I just love trumpets. And in the Bible, they always mention, people praising the Lord with trumpets. And I was like, trumpets are so cool. So I think it just made me so happy to add trumpets into it. And French horns and all these crazy things. So yeah, I think this song really means a lot to me.